So there was a massive drone strike with 273 drones, Russian drones attacking Ukraine last night. I'm going to show you everything that happened, and then I'm going to show you how technology is evolving on the battlefield related to drones and other types of would-be drones. It just stay to the end. You'll see what I'm talking about. My name is Darren Gerdes. I'm just a professor trying to help you understand context in the war in Ukraine. So here we're going to start with this. Ewan McDonald posted this. Ukraine's nightly reality. More than half of the country on alert due to a wave of Russian, Iranian Shahed flying bomb drones sweeping across the country. This happens practically every night now, but it doesn't hit the headlines unless there's a particularly horrific atrocity. You know, that's right. I mean, it became my headline that this is because it was so large. Now, let's look at this on the night of May 17th to 18th, 2025. Ukraine Air Defense shot down 88 Shahed drones, 128 decoy UAVs were neutralized with no impact. Well, that's still a lot out of 273. That leaves quite a bit. Well, that's actually 57 that got through in some way, shape, or form. But there wasn't a lot of damage. I mean, there's some damage you can clearly see. But given that there were 273, it looks like any other night. Moscow stepped up its campaign of deadly drone strikes on Ukraine, according to Radio Free Europe, with the latest assaults hitting near Kyiv and the Sumy region. And then we see this last night. Russia sent Ukraine 273 drones targeting primarily Kyiv, the Dnipro, Donetsk regions, killing a young woman at her home. But let's have 87 more phone calls and summits that shall definitely stop bloodshed because Russia wants peace. Okay, you can tell the sarcasm in the statement, but that is kind of what it feels like, isn't it? I mean, it does seem like we keep talking about it, and we're not actually getting anywhere. Okay, Russia attacked Ukraine with 273 Shahed drones last night. A 28-year-old woman was killed and 3 other people were injured, including a 4-year-old child as a result of a massive Russian attack on Kyiv. 59-year-old man, a 61-year-old woman, and a child were injured in Obukhiv district. A fire broke out in the territory of a feed mill. Yeah, because, feed mills. And Kyiv Holslisky district, drone debris damaged the roof of a non-residential building. Okay, so again, 57 got through, and there was some damage, but it wasn't like anything out of the norm, which is crazy that that's the norm. Okay, here yesterday is a clip of a garbage truck that the Russians are showing that they're proudly posting that they're attacking a garbage truck. Right, and that's what the garbage truck looks like afterwards. The guys in the hospital. This is what the Russians are doing to civilians. A garbage truck. Okay. With Trump still refusing to apply sanctions, Putin gets another green light, unleashing record drone attack on the people of Ukraine. Okay, I mean, there's that. And then the night attack on Kyiv Oblast was one of the most massive, with an entire family suffering in the Obukhiv district. And so I was sitting at lunch yesterday. I had an event at the university, and I was sitting with some other professors, and one of them was telling me about how her mother was not doing well and likely to pass reasonably soon. And my mom passed back in February, and I was explaining that it's the most common thing on earth, and yet for your family, it's such a tragedy. Same kind of process here. I mean, for those struck here, it's the most common thing. Like night over night, this happens and happens and happens. But for that family right there in that picture, it's a tragedy. Okay, so let's look at what's going on day over day. 1,130 Russians off the battlefield, 1 tank, 4 armored fighting vehicles, 38 artillery systems, 91 vehicles and fuel tanks day over day. So that 1130 is a little bit more in line with what we've seen for the month of just a little bit north of 12. 910 yesterday was very, very low in casualties. They're gearing up for an offensive, but we're not to that offensive yet. It doesn't look like, or whatever that looked like it started has at least stalled. Okay, in the Pokrovsk direction, Russian invaders led 44 assaults. Okay, so that's about the same rate that you would expect given 11:30. Maybe it's a touch high for that, but okay. Now, Ukrainian forces recently advanced near Liman, and Russian forces recently advanced near Chasiv Yar, Toretsk, Pokrovsk, Novopolivka, and Kharkiv. So again, and it's Russians largely on the assault here, or on the attack. At least 15 Russian soldiers eliminated in the destruction of a Russian military base munitions arsenal in occupied Crimea on May 16th. This was a couple days ago, and was this is what the images will look like. Just a different image that I didn't present then. A line of destroyed Russian passenger cars near Chasiv Yar after they attempted to blow a section of the Seversky Donetsk Donbass Canal. However, all vehicles were hit with intense fire from Ukrainian bombers. Well, that's after they were, they were, I don't know how they thought that they were going to get through with drones in the sky able to come down and drop things or kamikaze drones come down and blow things up. It seemed like it was a futile idea from the start. Okay. Here is the British Defense Intelligence Update. It's telling us what's going on or what has gone on the battlefield over some time. In the last month, Russian forces have made increased tactical gains in central Donetsk Oblast, particularly in the vicinity of Konstantinivka. Konstantinivka itself, and we want to keep an eye on that pocket of Konstantinivka. Konstantinivka itself links the largest urban areas of Kramatorsk and Sloviansk. Russia is carrying out attacks in 3 areas: in Chasiv Yar, Toretsk, and to the east of Pokrovsk along the H-32 highway. The battles for Chasiv Yar and Toretsk have been both taking place for a year. A year. Like Russia's not really like in a blitzkrieg here. They're just trying to grind their way through stuff. Russia occupies the majority of both, but has been unable to fully consolidate control or exploit slow advances. Most of Chasiv Yar has been destroyed due to heavy Russian aerial and artillery bombardment, and that's the Russian method of war, just artillery to destroy the city and then move forward. Ukrainian forces remain in several fortified buildings in defense. Okay. Russia has also expanded a salient southwest of Konstantinivka, advancing approximately 5 kilometers in some areas. Russian forces have highly likely severed the H-32 highway, which connects Konstantinivka with Pokrovsk, and will likely seek to advance further on this axis in coming weeks. So something to look toward to see what's going on. Look to see if that salient widens. Okay, let's keep looking. So yesterday I was talking about drones dropping barbed wire. And so if you're in the front where drones are able to access you, that would be necessary. If you're trying to create new lines or protective lines behind where you are, where drones can't quite get to you yet, then you can actually do this the old-fashioned way, which is what they're working on right now. So it's good to see that they're creating new defensive lines because you want them to be prepared, right? Ukrainian military alongside civilians building a new defensive line in Donetsk region. This line includes anti-tank trenches, dragon's teeth, barbed wire obstacles, according to the general staff. Okay, well, that's good to see that that's what they're working on. Ukrainian FPV intercepted 8 Russian kamikaze drones, the work of the Ukrainian military from the Azov Brigade. And then Russia is working on a missile. So technology, let's talk about this. Technology keeps improving and improving and improving. And we're going to see a number of instances of this here. The Ruta missile drone will receive a navigation system that's independent of GPS and electronic warfare. I don't know if it's AI or exactly what, but that's where the future is going with these things. And then we see things like this. France's new laser rifle. Listen to this, laser rifle. Like who would have thought, right? Silently melts electronics at 500 meters. And Ukrainian infantry could really use it. It's built for stealth and sabotage. The Helmpa LM laser gun disables tech targets at range. So if you can disable or disrupt electronics from a distance, well, that's quite an advantage, isn't it? Okay, and then we saw this. Russia's developed new ground-based robotic system featuring remote control modules for man-pads. This is not a joke. I mean, I don't know why why it looks like there's a mannequin in there, but this is not a joke. This is like ground man-pads on like radio controlled. Okay, they're doing that. Now, we see other innovations like this in Ukraine as well. But this one made me think, wow, okay, they're bringing the tank back. Belgium is testing a Leopard 1A5 tank equipped with an unmanned Cockerel 3105 turret in Ukraine, a potential upgrade that could modernize over 100 tanks. So think about, like, this part is most vulnerable to drone attacks. Like, if you hit something here on a tank, it's meant to be able to, like, on the front end, it's meant to be able to take the punishment there. But the top, not so much, because they didn't design it that way. But what if there was no humans up, having to be in danger here? And then, like, my mind went to this: what if it was even more like the whole tank could be automated and on remote control? We're not there yet, but that could bring tanks back in a big way. Like, if the whole tank is remote control, they can come out in force in a different way than they used to. So, like, where drones used to hit a tank and then the people inside are like, the way tankers die. When I was in Army ROTC in college, the way, we played tank tag. We were inside a tank experiencing what that was like. I got out. I was like, man, I'll take my chances on the ground. I did not enjoy that. I get a little motion sick, that kind of thing. And the way they die apparently is concussion and fire. So that's the two main ways that tankers, I guess, perish. And so if you take out the human element, something very different could be. This is an image of, it's astonishing to think that back in the early days of Russia's invasion, before they were rescued by North Korea, the Russian military, they put the full weight of 70 years of military production into taking Kyiv and spectacularly failed. Like, this is just a column of tanks rolling toward Kyiv. Remember that? Like, that could come back if this actually worked out. I don't know that the horses are going to come back. But Russians are using them. This is the first image that I've seen of horses as opposed to mules being used. But again, there's no protection. It's like being on a motorcycle. Okay. Last thing before Darth Putin, which is what we'll end with. In honor of Eurovision today, please enjoy Georgia's 2009 submission, "We Don't Want to Put In," which is, they're singing, it sounds like "We Don't Want Putin." Right? Okay. It was disqualified after the judges figured out the chorus was calling for Putin's assassination, because we don't want to Putin. We just want to shoot him. That's why they're making that. Yeah, that was not going to go over well, but you can kind of understand why the Georgians are upset, right? I mean, they're still protesting 150 days? I don't even remember what it is now. Later, after what went down politically with the staged elections, pro-Putin staged elections. Okay. Last bit by Darth Putin: "We killed a bunch of old ladies fleeing from our liberation in the name of family values." Yeah. Russian strike on a civilian bus in the northern Ukraine kills 9. Yeah. All right. Well, that's where they are. Thank you, my friends, for your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. This is the kind of thing that they keep doing, and the world is still silent. I just can't understand it. Thank you for being the kind of person, though, that cares about Ukraine.